Hey everyone, this is Hashim and I'm here with another how-to guide video for 3ds Max. So in this one we're going to be looking at pivots and links. So what we have here is a very kind of standard manufacturing mechanical robot arm, and we've drawn up all the components and they're all separate to each other. So in here if we can see we can just move each component and it's kind of inconsequential to the other parts. So what we want to do firstly, and the other thing that we want to talk about, we talked about pivot. So when we look at this claw, so ideally this claw is meant to be connected to this lower part. So if you rotate it, it should not rotate like that. It should be rotating from the base here. So that's the first thing we're going to be doing. Or for example, this piece should be rotating from this area. So how do we change that? Well, what we do is you click on the component, you go to this tab, the hierarchy, and the first one is actually effect pivot only. So instead of moving or rotating the actual object, we're only going to play with the pivot. So what we do here is we've selected that claw. We can come into our left viewport, and then we can actually move. So if we click on it again, we've got pivot only. We can actually move that, and what we do is we'll actually put it at the center here where we would want it. So now just look at it in 3D to make sure it's in the right spot. Yep, it looks about right. So now I'll tick it off. So now what happens if I go to rotate, which is the E button, now if we rotate it, this is how it's going to rotate, and this is exactly what we want. So that's correct. Now we'll do the same for this piece. So what we do again is go effect pivot only, press W, and then that way we can move it to exactly where we want it. So we'll do it on make sure that it's correct place in the 3D. Maybe I'll even move it inside so it's in the center. Yep, that seems about right. Click that off. So now if we click on this, E, rotate, see, it rotates from the correct area. Now the other pieces I've already done. So for example, this piece, it's already set up in the right spot. This piece, it's set up in the right spot. Okay, now what's the next part that we need to do? So now obviously if this piece was going to move, then these pieces should be connected to it. So now this is where we start to talk about links. So how can we do the links? So the way we do the links is we can click on the item, and then there is this button which is called select and link. So we press that, then we click on the piece we want to link and what we want to link it to. So we let go. So now that's linked. So let's do the same for this one. We go that, and then you see that line that comes up, and then you link it to that. Alright, so now that we've done that, let's see how this will work now. So let's see how that works. So now that if we have this piece, let's say, and we rotate it, see they're linked to it. If we rotate it this way, if we rotate it that way, and now we'll move on to do the same for the other pieces. So if this piece were to move, that should be linked to it. So if we go to the link, click on that to there. Now if we were to select this object, E, there we go, and now we can see what we missed out on. So there's that piece in the middle which we didn't link up. So we can go back, especially in this view here. So we can click on that, link it. What do we want to link it to? Link it to this main bit, and that's linked up to now. So you can kind of carry on and do all of those, and they'll all be linked. We can quickly kind of go from here and actually do that. So that links to that. This links to this. This links to that. That links to that. this links to this, and this links to this. Then maybe we can actually finally do the base in case the base ever rotates. So then that way. So now let's actually just play with it all. So that can open, that can open, this can move, and even if we were to select that and rotate it this way, see, it'll all move together. Isn't that a beauty? So there you go, that's about talking about links and pivots. Thank you very much, and see you on the next one.